Hi, all my fifth grade writers. I'm really impressed with last week and all of the topics that you guys came up with and your perseverance through learning to write a thesis statement. This week, our writing and language arts will be split into two different parts. One part will be continuing to learn what components go into an opinion essay. And then the other is taking your topic and beginning to find research on that. Here are our learning targets for today. And if you notice, they go in a sequential order. So first, I can support my opinions using relevant reasons. So at the end of last week, you guys had your topic. And then some of you guys started to form your opinion on that topic. And if you haven't, that's okay. We'll get there. But once you have your opinion, you're going to need to use relevant reasons. That means reasons that are actually relevant, which means that the reasons are connected to your opinion. The next is knowing what a reason is, which we covered that last week, but we're going to go over that a little bit more today. And then finally, once you have your reason, you need to find relevant, which again, that is connected, facts, details, or evidence. Let's get started. Before we go on to body paragraph, I want to review last week's introduction. So when we talk about hook, we want to grab the reader's attention. So in our hook right here, it gives some data, or it gives a statistic of something that happened. On March 11th, a high school pitcher in California was facing a player using a metal bat when he was hit in the temple by a line drive traveling 100 miles an hour. His skull was crushed and he spent weeks in a coma. So then it gives a little anecdote and behind the scenes of what happened. Then if we talk about the background information, we actually skip a line, and then it says it brought up the forefront an issue that has been a safety concern since the 1970s when metal bats being used instead of wooden bats. So it's giving you some background information, and we talked about the word controversy, and this tells us why it would be controversial. Then the last sentence is metal bats are dangerous and should be banned by youth sports leagues for several reasons. Now, in our essay, we would actually list the reasons why in our thesis statement. They didn't on here, but that's okay. So then when we look at our body paragraph, we have a topic sentence. So their topic sentence right here would be baseballs hit with metal bats travel at a higher rate of speed than those with wooden bats. So this week you will be finding evidence. You're going to find evidence in different sources on the internet. Now, if you were in class at school, this is where we would go to the library. You might find different books or articles within our library. However, with the distance learning, everything will need to be online. So you can find a video or an article or an online book, and in a little bit I will show you how to do that. But remember, evidence is proof. So I'm running out of color, so I'm going to go back to blue. Right here it talks about researcher J.J. Crisco studied aluminum bats and found they produced a trampoline effect, which means baseballs spring off the bat at a high rate. So this is somebody who's done their own research and different data, and so you could use this in your article or in your essay to support your reason. Then the next part, if you think about a bridge, so if up here, if you look at the top of the page, if I have my reason here and I have my evidence here, well, those are both great. However, the bridge is what's going to connect those together. So right here, it talks about how this happens so fast and infielders don't have time to react which places them in danger. Now I want to stop right here because you'll notice at the bottom on the graphic organizer, it gives another piece of evidence and another bridge. This is optional. Right now, for fifth graders with distance learning, the requirement is for you to find a topic sentence, evidence, and your bridge, and then going to your conclusion. Now, the more evidence you have, the more you're going to be able to support your reason. However, to keep it simple and achievable and to be successful, we are only requiring one piece of evidence and bridge per reason. So since you have 3 reasons, how many pieces of evidence are you going to need to find? Show me on your fingers. Yes, you'll need 3 pieces of evidence. So I'm going to go ahead and read their next evidence and bridge, but they said the New York Times reported that baseballs hit with metal bats travel almost 20 miles per hour faster than baseballs hit with wooden bats. This is a huge difference to a player trying to make a play on a line drive in time. So then last, our conclusion is consequently the high rate of speed makes using a metal bat dangerous. The conclusion just helps put this paragraph, puts a bow on it, and helps us know that we are done with this paragraph and we're ready to move to the next one. So for today's exit card, all you're going to need to remember are the 4 parts of a body paragraph. And you may go a step further in explaining what each of them do. So this is where I would normally send you back to your template on Seesaw to complete your exit card. If you'd like to do that now and then come back and watch the rest of the video, you can. We're going to move on to how you will find evidence and sources for your own specific topic. The other part of today's assignment is actually for the whole week. So we're giving it to you today, which is Tuesday, and you have all week to work on it. So let's go through it. So you're going to use this, which you can find within Google Classroom. It's a Google Doc, so it's not going to get deleted. It's going to save. Each student has their own copy. So you're going to use this graphic organizer, and this is all on one page in your Google Doc. So last week you came up with your topic and opinion. So right at the very top of the page in your graphic organizer, or the table as I refer to it, you're going to write your topic right in there and your opinion. You're going to write it and type it right in there. Then you're going to find 3 reliable sources, and you're going to cut and paste the link right here for source number 1, source number 2, and source number 3. So you'll just copy and paste the link in there. And in a minute, I will show you where to find those. Then you're going to take notes from that article. As many notes as you can take. Remember, you can refer back to it, but you want to get the gist of what it's about. Then last, you're going to cite that in MLA format. If you don't remember how to do MLA, that's okay. Either this week or next week, I will be holding a small group to remind you how to do that. So that's the assignment, and let me give you some reminders of how to complete this and what to do. When you're done with this, which is, we'd like to have it in by Friday so teachers can take a look at it over the weekend if we need to, for credit and for feedback. Excuse me. However, if you have questions throughout the week, please reach out to your teacher. Do not sit on the questions all week. You may get a hold of your homeroom teacher, or please feel free to contact me. I'd like you to spend 20 to 30 minutes each day to complete this. So that means you're probably spending about 2 hours doing some sort of research. Do not wait till the last minute. Let me say that again, 5th graders. Do not wait until the last minute. because next week what we're going to do is take all of this information and put it into our graphic organizer, and then we're going to take our graphic organizer and complete a 5-paragraph essay. So the more you wait on this, you might get behind, which is going to make it really stressful. And I already know with distance learning that we are struggling with our emotions. So do your best. So let's talk about how we can find these links. Now, most of you have the Lake Grove Library saved as a bookmark. I'm going to highlight that right here. So you want to go to the Lake Grove Library. Now, for distance learning, and because we're not at school, you might need a passcode for some of these. Now, I would try your Google login, and on this you won't be able to click the link, but when you're on your Google Classroom, or on your Google Doc within Google Classroom, when you click here, right there where I just highlighted, it will give you the list of passcodes that you need. I gave 2 of my favorite websites to go to. One of them is Kiddle, similar to Google, but it's a little bit more kid friendly. So you could go there because you can type in different words and keywords that you want to look for. You can even ask a question. And then the other one is Galen Context, because it gives different opinion and viewpoints. So it might be similar to what we're doing. I just really, when I was looking at all of the websites on the Lake Grove Library website, those were the 2 best that I found. Now, I know when you are getting this article, there is a lot to read. And some of the articles within the Lake Grove Library have an audio button at the top where it will read the article for you. However, if it doesn't, and you would like to use Snap and Read, you may do so. And when you click here where it says that, it will give you a tutorial of how to download Snap and Read to your device. You'll go down and then it will ask you if you're using an Apple or a different Microsoft. And then it will take you, like if you're using Apple, are you using a desktop or are you using an iPad? So it will take you through step by step. I'm going to say this again. I keep saying it to my class. Mrs. Parks, Mrs. Johansson, and I are all your teachers. Do not be afraid to reach out to us for support. We are here to help you. We are still your teachers, even though we are not seeing you physically every single day. So remember, there are 2 parts to your assignment today. Your first one that is due today is the exit slip that's on the template within Seesaw. The other part is to go to your Google Classroom and find this Google Doc that I just went through and start to fill it out. You do not have to get through all of it today. Let me say that again. You do not have to get through all of it today, but I want you to get started. The last thing I want to communicate is that if you're having a hard time finding resources for your topic, you might consider changing your topic. And if you do, here is a list of things you must choose from. These are the examples that I gave last week. If you're having a hard time finding something, you can come back to this video, look here and pick something from here, but you would need to let your teacher know immediately so we can change that in our own documents. So, good luck today. Let us know if you guys have any questions. Have a great day.